Hey everybody, welcome back to another Daikon Dissectional production hosted by Deathstroke9. Today we're going to be doing another interview. His name is Austin Poffenberger, and he's a professional photographer and videographer doing business as Lightbound Studios in Toccoa, Georgia. Currently, his focus is sports and wedding photography, but any opportunity to tell a story through the lens of the camera is his goal, affording him a wide range of subject interest. Every moment he captures becomes part of a greater dialogue between the subject and his camera. We're going to ask Austin some questions about his job and some questions about music. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Also, as an aside, my cat comes downstairs about halfway through the interview and then yells really loudly a lot. So just be aware of that. Don't say I didn't warn you. Three, two, one. Hey, Austin. I,
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Yeah.
Um, I've got a couple of questions for you. So first
Mhm,
off, as I understand it, you are or have worked with Diamond Studios in the
mhm,
past.
mhm.
Um, what was your experience with them? What did you help them with?
So I'm a freelance photographer, and I work for myself, and I had always kind of known Nathan, but it was more of knowing about him at Diamond Studios rather than actually like personally knowing him. And he started inviting me to the studio just to do some like small shoots and stuff with him, and I kind of got to know him a little bit better through that, and our relationship kind of grew. And so I just kind of he kind of contracts me out for certain work, and I'm always available when he needs me. So that's just kind of how it happened.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
So you're a photographer, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that your full-time job? Like, is that?
It is now, as of about 2 months ago. I
Oh,
just
that's
started doing it.
awesome.
Oh, it's fun. It's really fun.
Congratulations, man.
Oh, thank you.
Um, so how did you get started with photography? Like, what
So
got you into it?
it's kind of a funny story. I actually, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a filmmaker. And I know that's not quite photography, but the way it kind of panned out that way is I had a part-time job at a pizza restaurant in town, and I saved up some extra money when I was 16, and I put a little extra money away, and I decided to go ahead and buy a camera. And so I bought my first DSLR camera. And I had always been making videos and stuff ever since I was probably like 11 or 12. I just wanted to do video work. And so once I reached 16, I got a job, got my camera. And so my brother and I, we started shooting videos. And it's something that we both loved and we both wanted to pursue. And we just did like small things. We did like little short films here and there, little skits and stuff, but I wanted to do something bigger with it. Anyway, I was at the when I first got the camera, of course I wanted to go out and practice with it and stuff. And so that's any free time I had besides school and stuff, I was out filming something. I was just filming, trying to grow as a filmmaker. And one day I was out in the yard filming, and a cardinal flew in, and it was one I had never seen before. It was a different breed of cardinal, and I was kind of shocked to see it in our yard, and I was like, okay. I was like, this is really cool, and I switched the film mode to photo mode on the camera, and I took a picture, and that's kind of where it started. I saw the
Wow,
result of the picture. I was like, okay. I was like, that looks pretty cool. I posted it on Facebook, and I had a lot of likes on it. And everybody's like, man, you're pretty good at photography. And I was like, great, that was my first photo. so, um, so I started switching the video mode to photo mode, and just going out and trying filming, but doing stills instead of actually making a film. And so I started doing photography. And something I noticed is I really, really enjoyed it. And I was like, okay, this is pretty awesome. I had no idea that this was something that I would enjoy so much. I wanted to do filmmaking, and then it just kind of worked out for me to do photography.
that's amazing, man.
Um, yeah, and so I just kind of discovered a hidden talent that I had, and a hidden passion, really, because I didn't know I'd enjoy it so much. But that just kind of ever since I started doing photos, my business slowly grew, and people started asking me to do more and more shoots for them, and I started doing weddings. And as of about 5, 6 months ago, I started doing sports for a school near here.
Wow.
So yeah, and it's just kind of opened up many doors for me that I never would have expected, especially at my age now. So I was really excited and had no idea that filmmaking would lead me into photography.
Do you like filmmaking or photography more? Do you like what you're doing right now, like as
I
much as what you were doing previously?
I honestly I love it more.
Wow.
I love being able to tell a story like I was doing with filmmaking, but I tell it in a different way now. I do it through still photos, and it's kind of I find more joy in that, and I it was incredible just discovering that, and I was like, wow, I can, instead of just filming these moments, I can capture these moments, and it's something that I just fell in love with, and I had no idea that I would love to do it so much.
That's I love that you have like a very set like I love it. I love that you know the exact moment where it was
Mm-hmm.
like it clicked for you
Mm-hmm.
that, oh man, this is something that I could do. I also love that you were, that you liked, working with cameras and stuff because
Mm-hmm.
I like doing that too. So it's
Oh,
just
that's
really
awesome.
cool to me.
Yeah.
Um, that's inspiring. Your story is inspiring to me. So thank
Oh,
you for
that's
that,
awesome.
actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but have you ever photographed any like celebrity? Who's like the most famous person that you've worked
Most
with in the
famous
past?
person. I haven't really photographed any big celebrities. I've done a lot of like local bands and stuff. I'm
Oh,
actually
that's
wearing one of
awesome.
their t-shirts right now. Yeah, but I've done some photos for local bands, small bands, and it's a lot of my business has honestly been local. I'm looking to expand it in the nearby future, but a lot of it has been mainly here in town. But I am hoping for some opportunities soon to get more into the celebrity shoots. I think that would be pretty awesome.
That's incredible.
Mhm.
So, just an aside, is that a Jabik
It
shirt?
is. It is.
That's
Yep.
that's awesome, man. Love
Oh, you
it.
know,
I love it.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love them too.
Who inspires you as a photographer? Like, do you have you studied any specific
I
artists or?
there's been a lot. The one of the artists that kind of helped me the most was actually Peter McKinnon on YouTube.
Oh wow.
He was just, yeah, he was super fun to. I've never personally talked to him. It's just his videos kind of inspired me to get out and be a little more creative. But as far as like learning goes, I honestly, I've taken probably over 100 hours in photography classes, just learning from different photographers and stuff. But I really learned the most by actually just going out and doing it, and just experiencing it myself. But that's probably where I learned the most. But as far as photographers go that really inspire me, it was Peter McKinnon, and there's one local photographer here in town. His name's David Bijan. He does a lot of the sports photography in town, and he does like a lot of portraits and stuff. And he's kind of been a mentor for me. And he's really just kind of taken me under his wing. He's invited me over to his house, and we'll just talk about photography. He's like, hey, if you got any questions, just come on over. And he's like, just, I'll help you out. So he's been kind of my photography mentor. And then Peter McKinnon's kind of been my other mentor who's kind of inspired me to be creative.
Peter
So
McKinnon's awesome. So yeah,
he's
that's
super
that's really,
fun.
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when you go out and you take a photograph, what's the process between when you first, take it till you get it out to your clients? Do you do any like work to it?
I do. I do. I actually I use Adobe Lightroom for a bulk of my edits. And when I'm doing sports photography, I'm actually I I take way more photos than I ever intend to when I do sports because I don't want to miss that moment that you're trying to capture. So what I do is usually I flip my camera on burst mode and I'll take like 20 photos at a time. And what I'll do is when I get home, I'll just kind of go through those photos and I'll just pick out the ones that kind of stand out to me that I really, really like. But the only problem with that process is I end up taking, like I said, way more than I intend to. And so when I get home to edit, I'll put them in Lightroom and I'm like, oh my goodness, I just took 1,200 photos this one shoot. And I'm
Jeez.
like, so it is a lot of sorting and a lot of editing, but it's something I enjoy. And while I'm sitting here editing, I get to listen to other photographers and podcasts and stuff like that to help me grow as well. So
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, the process is pretty fun. I enjoy it. Even though it's a lot of editing, I still get
Yeah.
to learn even when I'm working. So
Enjoying the
yeah.
process is important, so that's very good.
Oh yeah.
One second.
Are you good?
Train of thought just snapped. Um, so what's your so how do you work with your clients in regards to like their, I guess, needs, I suppose? Like, do you ask them
Okay.
beforehand what type of story do you want to tell with these photos, or what is the aesthetic or look we're going for?
So I do try to do that. Something I'll do is I'll just ask them to make a Pinterest board for me. And
Ooh,
yeah, so I'll just have them make like a custom Pinterest board. And what they'll do is they'll upload all the photos that they like. And that kind of gives me an idea of what kind of style they like. And so when I shoot, I kind of shoot based on that style that they're wanting. Because something, whenever I'm working with a client, I'm always wanting to give them exactly what they're looking for, and I want to meet their needs. And so I'll have them kind of be the creator, and I just capture that moment for them. It's
where can
kind of that's
people where can people find you? Like, so if anyone's in the, the Georgia area and
Mhm,
was wanting to book you for
mhm.
photography, um, where are you generally located? And do you have a website or social media that
So
people can reach out to you on?
yes, on Instagram and Facebook, I'm under Lightbound Studios. That's my business name.
Okay.
And I do not have a website at the moment, but it's something I'm currently working on. And that was kind of my goal at the beginning of this year. I was like, okay, this is the year I create a website, and this is where I'm kind of hoping it expands. And so right now it's just social media is kind of what I've been working off of, but it's been surprising how many people have found me just on there. And honestly, a lot of my business has just been word of mouth. It's people telling other people, and then somebody will just contact me and be like, hey, you did this person's stuff, are you interested in doing my stuff? And I'll be like, sure. So that's honestly where a lot of my business has come from,
That's
is just word of
awesome.
mouth. Yeah.
So like references and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
references. Yep.
Yeah. And what's your what are your goals for the future? Like you see where you are right now, and you
Hmm.
kind of alluded a little bit to it earlier, how you
Hmm.
want to grow with like a website and branching out a little bit in the
Hmm.
coming years. But in like 10 or 15 years, do you see yourself still doing this, and how big do you envision it?
I do see myself doing it still. I've always loved being a content creator, and I've wanted to kind of combine my video work with my photo work in a way. And I would love to start teaching classes if I could, and doing some educational videos on photography. And I know a lot of people through the pandemic and stuff have been trapped at home, and I've wanted
Yeah.
to reach out to people that are maybe looking for a way to express their creativity. And I want to make videos that teach people how to step into photography and make it an art form for them to express, their creativity. So in 10 to 15 years, I would honestly love to have a studio of my own where people could come in and learn, or they could just create themselves. And I would love to be able to teach classes if I could. I think photography is a great way to express things, and I've always been, I haven't been a great talker my entire life, but I've been able to express things through my photos, and that's basically how I speak. So,
That's beautiful. I
mm,
love that. And as an actor, this is kind of a
mm,
essential question. Do you do
mm.
headshots?
do I
You
do
do?
headshots?
That's
Yes.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
super cool.
Hmm.
And music.
Hmm.
Do you enjoy
Music
it? Are
stuff.
you an enjoyer of music?
I do enjoy music. I have a very weird taste for it, because I kind of like all kinds of genres, but I do love music and I really respect it. And
When you,
I usually listen to it a lot whenever I'm working. It helps
when
me get into a good workflow.
when you say odd, who are some of your favorite groups at the moment?
Okay, so I grew up. I was an early 2000s kid, and so one band that really inspired me was Reliant K. I don't know if you know
I love
Reliant K.
Reliant K.
Yeah,
Holy
they're
cow.
honestly, yeah. So basically it's that mixed with probably some Owl City. I like Owl City, like electronica stuff. And then the early 2000s kind of punk rock almost.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, but
That's
I
fun.
like those genres. Yeah.
Um, cool, cool, cool.
Mhm.
Uh, and do you have anything that you would want to add? Anything that you'd want to say to anyone watching this right now?
I would probably say don't don't ever give up on your dreams. Um, it's everything's kind of hard right now. But there were some spots. I'm 22 now. I started when I was 16, and I spent 6 years working at a restaurant before this ever opened up. There's a lot of stuff that went in behind the scenes that kind of got me to where I am now from where I was then. And there were some moments that I wanted to give up. I wanted to pursue photography, but I was like, there's no money there. Like I I'm doing shoots for so low right now. I there's so much competition around me, and I'm like, there's no way I can make this work. But I had a lot of people around me, especially my family and close friends, who just constantly pushed me. They're like, "You can do this, man. You're so talented." They're like, "Just keep going with it." And that motivated me to keep going. And even though there were those darker parts, I had those people working in my life helping me accomplish what I was trying to accomplish to get to where I am now. And now the doors have opened wide open, and I have no idea what's going to happen now. It's like there's so many job opportunities now that I would never have seen 6 years ago flipping that switch to take that picture. It's incredible. And I'm super thankful for to everyone who's helped me on this journey and has been there every step. So something I would say to the viewers is just don't ever give up on your dreams. Just always keep pushing. It's even though there are darker parts, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Like I said, very inspiring. Um,
Mm,
yeah, that's awesome. I thank you so much for coming on
yeah.
today. I really appreciate it. Um, and yeah, that's something I like about all these artists and people that I've been meeting recently is
Mhm.
their never give up
Mhm.
attitude, and it's just um, as they find success or continue to search for success or everything that they're doing to build up to these very important moments in their lives and in their
Mhm.
careers. It's just it's crazy to see, and yeah,
Mhm.
I'm glad that there are people like you out there who are
Mhm.
still trying to tell stories and still trying to um, provide that creative outlet for them, for yourself and for the people around you, so that
Mhm.
we can try to stay sane
Mhm.
in some pretty intense times. But anyway, all right. Uh, unless there was anything else that you'd like to add to the end, I think that's about it.
No, I think we kind of covered everything. I really appreciate you having me on. It means a lot. So
All right. Thank you so much for
yeah.
joining Austin Poffenberger, and I'll see you guys soon. Deathstroke
All
9
right. See
out.
ya.